Hey folks, rinimt here. Welcome to the compilation video of Astrologian quests up through 60 at least? Something? I don't know how to do it totally yet. But anyway, I need to get the level 40 skill. So let's do level 35 quest, Hanging in the Balance. Greetings, Arya. The stars tell me you have been rigorously following Leveva's training regimen, though I harbor doubts that go out and do things while I traipse about the realm constitutes as a regimen. Still, she is all we have, so I suppose we have to make do, and as the stars would have it, she just sent word that she is ready for us to attempt the opening of the second heaven's gate. You are aware of the seven heavens, are you not? There are just as there are seven realms of the underworld, so too are there seven realms of the firmament. Each of the first six represent one of the six basic elements: earth, ice, water, wind, lightning, and fire. The seventh and final heaven representing the element astral polarity. The first six heavens are represented by the six constellations which each revolve around the pole star. Astrologians of the Charlatan school draw on the ether contained in the celestial bodies represented in the constellations by unlocking or opening the gate to heaven that constellation is correlated with. There's no actual gate. Think of it as more a portal to the soul, where you're opening your mind, allowing for attunement with these distant bodies, much like one attunes with an aetherite, but on a far grander scale. Now this may come as a revelation, but Hydaelyn is not flat like most believe. It is, in fact, a sphere so large that when we walk upon it, it only appears to be flat. Because it is a sphere, there are some locations better suited than others for observing certain constellations. That is what Leveva is doing right now, finding a location in which the next Heaven's Gate will rise to a position directly in the mid-heaven, where it will be easiest to attune with, and it seems she has found one near the final prayer in Eastern Thanalan. Alright, I guess off to Eastern Thanalan. Have I mentioned lately how I love flying? Here at last I see bandits have kept poor Quimpering busy harrying our camp since we arrived. I do believe the old man enjoys the excitement, however. I am certain it beats wiping the yards of a noble brat whoring away his uncle's fortune while dreaming of becoming a real astrologian. I am very well capable of wiping my own arse, thank you very much, and Quimpering has never once complained of his duties. Of course he hasn't. Your uncle pays him the smile and nod, and I'm sure a comfortable position in the pillars beats chasing after cloud rats in the broom to flavor his soup. Are we here to try banter, my lady? Because I was led to believe we'd be unlocking a celestial gate in the pouring rain. You will find Quimpering has a good many uses, and I haven't the faintest doubt that he will most ably handle any ruffians who happen to come stumbling about looking for prey. Now, Arya and Janiquinard, we must be patient and wait for the constellation to reach its highest and brightest point, a point at which its flow of ether is strongest in relation to Hydaelyn. In the pouring rain. But don't worry, we'll get cutscene weather in time. There, Arya, the balance. Focus on the constellation and attune to its power. The balance represents the heaven of fire, a realm made prosperous by the blessings of the traders, but at the same time, one whose equilibrium is maintained by the divine judgment of Zama, the Warden. Zama's might will empower those who would take up their blades and mate divine punishment in the name of the Sun Goddess. And thus has the balance burned crimson in your heart, unlocking the gate to the second heaven. Now, let's beat ourselves to the next location, Little Alamigo. Why so soon, you ask? Would you rather that I had you commit yourself to another several moons of using malefics to put down hedge moles? I thought not. Be better if my outfit didn't have that mask on, but I kind of got rid of my hat, so I can't put on my better body piece. Sucks. Be patient, Arya. Allow the stars to make their ascent into mid-heaven. Once they have, survey the skies and let the power run through you. Thank goodness we don't have to actually wait, because it's like an hour wait. Or something silly like that. Especially because it's like 10 a.m. Eorzea time. It'd be a while. Just put it that way. Raise your eyes to the stars and witness the violet glow of the spire. In the third heaven rises an iron tower of spinning gears and taut springs constructed by the builder himself. It is assailed without cease by the jealous Rhalgr, but the destroyer's mighty 11 bolts only serve to power the spire's clockwork soul. It is through the blessings of both creation and destruction that strength is granted to she who sees her stars rise under this sign. You have now opened the gate, and its power is yours to command. Using the Arcana to draw upon the powers of the stars they represent, this path we walk as Astrologians is called the Royal Road. It can be treacherous and fraught with peril, but it can lead men and women to greatness. Spire blazes in the welkin, unlocking the gate to the third heaven. Your realm is quite the paradox. On one hand, it is full of life, magic, and wonder, one of the richest lands on all Hydaelyn. On the other, it is literally brimming over with strife. Like little Alamago, the wretched souls displaced from their homes by the flames of war, or Ishgard, mired in its own pointless conflict with an enemy so old it does not even remember why it fights. The foolish believe it is their fate to suffer, and so they turn their gaze away from the stars when those self-same stars have the power to show people there are many paths. But that power can only be channeled by the few, those like me and you, and to a lesser extent, Janna Quinard. And it is our duty to use that power to benefit those who remain lost or misguided. Remember that, and maybe one day you will truly become my grandfather's successor. That is exactly what I've been trying to tell the Astrologians in my home nation. Why disregard something that has the power to grant succor to the wounded, the power to uplift the downtrodden, to strengthen the weak? The answer to that is easy. Empowering those without power lessens the power of those who already have it. Heal the weak so they might rise up and topple those who made them weak. Why would anyone in a position of power do that? Even our great nation of learning is corrupted by this manner of thought. We hoard our knowledge so that we might remain the brightest. Why do you think that it took so long for Professor Mace to visit you, Janna Quinard? Yes, I know what he told you, but that is not the whole of it. Those of the ruling quarter did their damnedest to stand in the way of my grandfather, worried that his passion for his field would kindle widespread interest in Charlatan astrology. They only allowed him his recent trip, knowing he was now too old to do aught of the sort. Fortunately, the ruling quarter did not realize I would be accompanying my grandfather. Arya, these past turns of the sun have been most fruitful, yet while you have opened half the heaven's gates, there is still much of what we like to refer to as the Royal Road ahead of you. Take what you have learned here in the southern deserts and transform that knowledge into strength. If you wish to know more of the Royal Road, I suggest that you discuss it with Janna Quinard back in Ishgard. If my grandfather is to be believed, his time transcribing tomes back at the Studium Scriptorium should have left him more than capable of handling that task. A little bit less fighting than, the monk quest that we're used to. You wish to know more of the Royal Road? I seem to recall it had something to do with reassessing the attribution of Arcanum before reading it, which would result in a slight alteration of predestination, or perhaps it had something to do with the kings and queens of the Minor Arcana. It was over a decade ago. Useless. And conveniently, we just hit level 40. Yes, I may have been like, huh, I think that'll get me to level 40. Let's go do my quest. Because I want the ability. Because, well, there's no ability in the 35 one. There is in 40, 45, and 50, unfortunately. Lesson in patience. Are you doing well, Arya? Well then, that at least makes two of us. I mean, oh, I cannot keep such important news from you, Arya. Lady Leveva and Quimperine. Just last night, they fell victim to another ambush at the hands of bandits. The ever-resourceful Quimperine proved his invaluable worth once again with a dashing display of chivalry that would shame any knight in the sea. A statement that attests to the sorry state of our knights. But that is a chat we can have over a different cup of tea. When Lady Leveva attempted to retire to her room at that filthy inn in the broom, I had her sorely disused second floor cleared and furnished with trappings from my own home. She's up there now and asked to see you the moment you arrived. Okay, I can do that. Wait. That's it for the quest? What? Wait, you don't seem at all surprised to see me here. Did Janet Quinard tell you of the attack? Damn the fool! And after I told him to keep his mouth shut, though I suppose I must bear some of the fault for ever thinking he could do as he was told. Now suppose you are wondering why I summoned you here to these makeshift chambers, and no, it has not to do with the bandits' attacks. It has not to do with the bandit attacks. It appears are much more common in your realm than I thought. Having a reply to a text message. Or a call that... Yeah, having to send a text message. There are times when the heavens may provide you with a vision of a future that is slightly beyond your original aim. In these cases, the stars are not flawed, only out of order. So by shuffling a card back into the deck, we are in no way ignoring or denying a future, merely postponing a reading intended for a later date and replacing with something that better pertains to the present. I trust that you will pick up this technique swifter than Janet Quinard. Specifically, she's talking about redraw, which lets you change your currently drawn card to something more relevant. It's a little useful at the moment, but once you hit 50 and get the skills at 50, it is like insanely useful after that point. So redraw. Let's drop it in here. I have to remember where I put it. Yeah, I think that's right. So redraw, let's read it. Draws a different arcanum from your deck. So let's hit draw. So say I don't want this fire, just hit redraw, and it changes. So it cannot change to the same one, but it can change to the one you had previously if you hit it again. It's not guaranteed. It's all luck. So anyways, let's do the actual level 40 quest, slings and arrows. Are you ready, my people? The gate to the fourth heaven awaits. However, the location I've chosen for attunement will not remain the most optimal for long. You're at a travel with Janet Quinard, and I will make the journey with Quimperine. There are no objections. Good. I'll do more of like a rundown on Astrologian when I have more skills, and not just like getting them. If it is Lady Leveva you seek, she just left with Quimperine for Limsa Lominsa. If you make haste, you may still be able to catch them at the airship landing. Me? As much as I would like to indulge myself on the pillows of roads home. Oh no, pleasure barges. There is a congress to be held in the vault, and all the prominent houses have been summoned. My presence at such an event would be sorely missed, so I fear this next lesson must needs proceed without me. I am certain that Lady Leveva will understand. I can always open the third gate another day. Or was it the fourth? Third or fourth is of no matter. The stars certainly will not be going anywhere. Alright, so we need to head to Limsa. Specifically over to Hawker's Alley. So the other thing to note about redraw is it does have stacks. It has charges on it. I don't remember if my monk has anything on this yet. Yeah, it does. True North. But this is a little bit more used in True North. Well, True North is useful. Yeah, this is more used in True North. Yeah, so you can have up to 3 stacks of it at a time. And of course, once you use one, it starts charging, and yeah. Alright. My lady, the Lady Leveva, is missing! We disembarked the airship together, but became separated in the chaos of the landing. Seeing as how the lady has found herself the victim of bandit attacks twice since arriving at Eorzea, I fear she may be targeted once again, especially considering the location. This is my first time setting foot in Limsa, but I have been made aware of its landmarks. Might I suggest we search independently so that we might cover more ground? I shall start with several of the seemingly more disreputable locations, such as the Drowning Wench, the Astrologian, and the Bloody Member. Would my lady be so kind as to search Fisherman's Bottom and the Coral Tower? Let's meet at the 7th Sage once our survey is complete. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit up the Fisherman's Guild first, the other one being the Marauders Guild. On summer since I spilled from me ma's lawns mine once and 8 once I ever heard the word Astrologian. Now in the span of 2 bloody battles I gone and met myself not one but an honest to goodness pair of live star gobbers. Didn't see where the first fair-skinned last buggered off to. One's is that though off end up on the pleasure barges if you catch me drift. Oy. I don't miss voicing the dang Limsons. Especially when I'm already being like the blah 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 of my talking. Alright, so Marauders Guild. Good old Rinner. Another Astrologian? How odd. It is not often that even our city-state, known for its diversity, welcomes a single reader of stars through its gate, let alone 2, and in the same day, no less? Yes, I took a few moments from my duties to speak with her about the city-state. She seemed quite interesting in our dealings with the Sahagins, the Serpent Reavers, and the Garlean Empire. I told her what I could, but she left after only a few moments. It was as if she thought she was being pursued, but the Charlene was gone before I could assign her a yellow jacket escort. I'm thinking I gotta go down. So let's go down. Do those squats. I seen me a stuffy lass and rum god poking her lovely head in holes where it weren't wanted. 'Tis rare we get one so worldly down in the gurgling belly of the tower. I had to halt trying to work out what the fuss was about. The maid inquired as to where she might find herself a nip or 2 of some of the strong stuff, so I pointed her in the direction of our resident apothecary, Carbuncle, over at the 7th Sage. Convenient, that's where I needed to go anyway. So, where's the 7th Sage? Oh, just right down there. Okay. I can do that. Not a problem. It's been so long since I've done Astrologian quests, though, let me tell you. Lady Arya, I bear good tidings. The Lady Leveva is scheduled to return here within a matter of bells. It seems she entered a contract with Carbuncle for the purchase of several of the apothecary's wares. An interesting girl, that one. Very rarely do we see young maidens walk the Lominson streets without escort, and almost never do they come to me seeking, spice. Still, she did appear quite uneasy, as if being watched or followed. Suspicions, I must say, are not uncommon in our fair city. Might she be in some manner of trouble? Those few who agreed to speak with me at the Drowning Wench and the Bloody Member claim the same. My short stay on the Astrologian bore no fruit whatsoever. What were you able to find, my lady? I see. So we have ascertained that the lady is being followed, and that she is aware of the fact. If this is the case, I believe she will attempt to move somewhere. She will be in plain sight of as many people as possible. I doubt that will help in this town. Kidnappings and killings are conducted in broad daylight here. When they happen, most people will just keep their heads down so as not to have them removed from their shoulders. 12. Damn this town! My lady, I shall set out once more and try to locate Lady Leveva. There is still the chance she may return here on her own, so I ask that you remain in case she does. If she has not arrived at the rendezvous point by the time of her scheduled meeting with Carbuncle, then we shall both go to the one location that is most populated after the sun falls in Limsa, the drowning wench. Oh, I sense a solo quest. Level 44 sync. Sorry, I'm 40. I'm not actually massively over leveled. It's weird. Oh, right. Probably because, you know, this is a side job. It appears that your companion is tied up. Not literally, I hope. Perhaps you should head to the wench and see if she is there like your friend believes. Though I fear that if she did not make it that far, you may never find her again. At least not alive. Worry not, my starry-eyed friend. If, by chance, she were to arrive here after your departure, you have my word that no harm shall come to her while she remains behind the 7 sages' doors. Let's at least draw 2. I have a vehicle and hey, townsperson. This is a very calming music for an instance, I gotta say. Oh, what? Wait, something. What in black? What's wrong with the woman standing before you? Be that way. I might have seen me last going off to the higher line. So thankfully there's a very direct path we have to take. We can't go wandering off. Will someone not save me? What? Me brave knight in shiny armor, come and give me gather a kiss. Oh good, we have people pretending to be Leveva. Oh gosh, that hurt. My lady, the area is filled with imposters who seek to keep us occupied while their leader pursues Lady Leveva. We must be quick. That there are those who would attempt to stall us must mean the lady still eludes them. Follow me. I fear she may not be able to remain hidden for much longer. Alright, I will follow you, considering that Astrologian was kicking my butt. Alright, we must save Lady Leveva. I think this is a fake. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. Like moss to the flame. And sadly, you'll be pleased when I bring her back your wings. Go ahead and toss this on the rain. You and your flash. It doesn't exist anymore. I guess I should, like, cure him. Probably be a good idea. So how many fake Astrologians are we gonna find? Probably a bunch, right? If I were to take a guess. No, oh, we've got some dueling ones, and we're also at the dead end. Which one is Lady Leveva? Is Lady Leveva? You have to even ask, whimpering. Really, Arya, I cannot trust my own eyes. Which one is the true? Probably the one who can actually talk. Like, oh... That's not really being clever. Like... It's just reading what they said? Lady, you have my apologies. It was my fault. I allowed us to become separated. Do not blame yourself, Quimperine. I sensed danger at the landing, and it was my instinct to run, as ever I have. I forgot that I could trust you. Unfortunately, by the time I realized such, there was no sign of you, so I did what I could to blend in, choosing crowded places, speaking with as many locals as possible. Though, all the while feeling there were unseen eyes watching my every move. By the time I realized that my pursuers were simply leading me away from you, and I had already fallen, giving them the perfect opportunity to strike, it was then that I witnessed several of the bandits had disguised themselves in similar garb to mine. I assumed this was to confuse the two of you still searching for me. It is when I conceived the idea to play the part of an imposter myself. Why hide in the shadows when you can hide in plain sight? That was quite brilliant of you, Lady Leveva. May I ask, were you at any time able to discern who those pursuers were? The amount of effort put into your capture would suggest they are more than mere pirates looking to sell you to slavers. Unfortunately, no. I wasn't about to walk up and ask who they were or who had hired them. But that is all behind us now. Let us see if we can salvage something from this horrible night. The fourth gate ascends nearby, Arya. Should not see it made yours to the anchor yard. Which thankfully they're not going to make us do in the instance. It's just in the cutscene. Well, I'll be a barnacle on the Kraken's eye. See if it ain't the star gopping lads that come to scry us our fortunes. Tell us which one of you'll be dying first, like the beat red knight with a carp in the sky piece, or the stern-faced venturer on their high hobby horse. God damn it, how many pirates are in this godforsaken hell? Okay, I take that back. We have to do the instance still. We aren't done. There's no end to them. What is it you want from me then, coin? Is that it? Carry. You can have all I carry. How kind of you, though it ain't your purse that we was hired to snatch. 'Tis you, my lady. Okay, no, I targeted him for the benefits here. What the heck? Thank you. But we'll make sure your coin makes its way into the servant hands with tie and gag and left your friends here bleeding in the gather. There we go. I finally got to finish reading it. I'm being fired. All the gun in the world is not worth losing my life over. Farewell, my lady. You won't get away this time. Oh, will I? Ow. There will be time enough for questions once we've torn their throats out. Well, how will we ask them questions? More pirates approach! No! I appear to be tanking, buddy! I don't know if you've noticed, but, kind of squishy. Not watch for the pyramid, just flinging magics down at the yard. Thought it'd be you two. Could hear the clamor all the way down the bottom. I want to turn deaf ear to a proper midnight melee. Well, I met my new friends. Your assistance is most timely. Oh my god, quit debuffing me. Either that, or, you know, stop making the Astrologian tank. Gosh, I'm still tanking. And they're just letting him summon. It's like, poof. So someone too pulls out a Topaz Carbuncle, which is a tanky sort of carbuncle. Ow! Manservant and a maid. That's all I was told. Worked up quite the thirst I have. If you find yourself beset by any more prior to brigands or such, I'll be wetting both me blade and me whistle over at the wench. Fine spot of merrymaking if I do say so myself. Maybe next time, something. It faded out before I could finish reading. Lay down them weapons or I'll cut the old man a new grin under his chin. Cannot believe that actually worked. Nor can I, but then again, never have I fought someone so credulous. Now let us do this as they do in the fear, babes. You step over here and I let the man go. Easy peasy. Wait, I know you. You're the bandit leader who attacked Lady Leveva's grandfather in the Black Shroud. Someone has a good memory for being so on in years. Well then, this changes everything. First off, I can finally drop this annoying pirate accent. And secondly, I suppose I can simply kill you now rather than after pretending to let you go once the lady has drawn close enough. Stop right there, unhand that man, or I'll have your head tarred and on the prow of a galley by cockcrow. First maniacal marauders, then feline fishers, and now the Commodore, the Swab, and the Thalassocrat Navy. The Thalassocratic Navy. Have any more guns in this machine going to drop on me? Until next time, Lady Leveva. You have my apologies. I was a fool to fall for the bandit's trick. Amazing. In all my years, that was the first time I've ever seen that feigning death trick actually work. But now is not the moment to be dwelling on our many failings. I have a dastard to apprehend. You would be surprised how often people run after being told to stop right there. Lady Leveva, that pirate, she was the same bandit who... Yes, I know, and that changes little, for I still have no idea who she may be or who she may be working for. There is naught we can do until the Commodore brings the woman to justice, or until she decides to attack us again. What we can do is what we came here for, Arya's training. Now, look to the stars and behold the arrow. The fourth heaven, or the heaven of wind, was created atop a lofty peak by Ocean, the wanderer, whose footsteps had been guided by the navigator. The wind that blows off Limlin seas guides the arrow fast and true, and so shall it deliver the weary souls of those trapped in the mire of confusion, indecision, and over-contemplation. The fourth heaven has opened its gates, allowing you access to its sacred penetralia. From this day forth, its power is yours to interpret and wield. That power will further aid you as you continue to hone your skills. Now, let's return to Ishgard. I have a few words for a certain student of mine who felt inclined to forgo this particular lesson. Just imagine I'm smiling under there. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let us head back to the Foundation. Arya, you might have had the decency to warn me that Lady Leveva was in a mood with me for not joining you. She seemed to think I was to blame for your misadventures. Why would that be? It's not as if my being there would have prevented the bandits from attempting to abduct Leveva. These being the same bandits who attacked you in the Black Shroud, which, by the way, is another location I was not at. This is plainly something far beyond our control. And furthermore, it is not as if I was merely sipping cordials and waltzing with baronets. I was helping further our cause. I spoke with several high-ranking cardinals about Lady Leveva being granted the opportunity to speak at the vault regarding Charlatan astrology. What do you think of that? I was politely turned down, of course, but it is the gesture that will one day lead to another gesture, which will one day lead to a head inclined slightly in the general direction of another gesture. Little steps, my protege. Little steps. So yeah, the next quest is at 45. So, yeah. Bunk goes the Carbuncle.